Hi there. Today we're going to talk about the KID by MidNite Solar, which is a marine grade MPPT charge controller. MPPT is the acronym for maximum power point tracking, which is very important. It's a very important feature to have on a cruising boat, because what it does is it tracks the point in your solar panels where the maximum power is being put out by the solar panels, depending on the angle of the sun at that time of the day. Parts of your solar panels may or may not be that exposed to the sun. So what this device does is it tracks which of those cells are most exposed to the sun, and it draws the power from those cells. So it's a very important feature to have on a charge controller, especially on a cruising boat, because as you know, the boat doesn't stay in one place, it moves. Now some people will tell you that it's ideal to point the solar panels towards the sun, but this is not. I find that 98% of cruisers don't really do this, because even if you point the solar panels to the sun, the boat doesn't really remain in one position, so it really moves out of place, and it's time consuming, and they just don't really do it. So by having the MPPT feature, you actually increase your output of the solar array by about 30%, which is a substantial amount. I like the KID because it's got a lot of great features, which I'll talk about. First of all, it's very easy to install, it's very easy to work with and understand, and it's very versatile. It's a very rugged little guy. I mean, it's very ruggedly built. It's very heavy. It's on a bracket. The marine version is on a bracket. It's solid aluminum with special paint to resist moisture, and it's sealed for moisture. So it's got a lot of features that I like, especially in a cruising boat. Another little neat feature that it has is if you were to add more solar panels and need more power, a KID, you can put out 30 amps, but if you were to need more than that, you can, as a lot of cruisers do, they add more solar panels later on. So basically you can have a second KID and have 60 amps of output combined with all your solar panels, and they could basically talk to each other. They have a feature that they talk to each other, and I'll show you that. But it's very easy to work with. It's got a 5-year warranty from MidNite Solar, and it's built in the US, which is important to me. It's well made. I'll show you what we're doing right now. We are putting out 15 amps, 15.2 amps. It's on the absorb stage right now. I was just making some water, but it's a fairly cloudy day. It's not that sunny outside, and it's still putting out 15.2 amps, which is not bad at all. This is how you work it. It's LED screen. You can easy to set up. You just press the setup menu, and you set up the different features here. For the battery, of course, you're going to press enter and then set the absorb stage. This one's set up to 14.2 volts at 120 minutes, which is the manufacturer recommended setting for the absorb stage for these batteries. And you'll have to call your manufacturer of your batteries to find out what the recommended voltage is for the absorb stage, but it's usually around that. and then you can move to the float, and you set that up. This one's set up at 13.4. So once you set it at a certain setting, you put save, and that's it. I mean, it's that simple. It's not rocket science. It's not very hard to install. It's actually very simple. And I'll show you a diagram. This is a diagram of the back of the kid, obviously with the back cover removed. And as you can see, there are 4 screws here. You have the positive and the negative coming from the solar array, which is here, PV input. So that's obvious. You just connect the positive and the negative there. And then you have one for load, but most people don't use that. They usually connect a light or something like that. So when the solar charger is working, the light is on. I didn't do that, and most people don't do that. But then you have the positive and the negative that goes to a breaker, which then goes to the batteries. So not rocket science here. Then you have these 2 connectors here, which is basically for a telephone wire, an old telephone, wall telephone wire. And it goes to the batteries, and what it is a temperature sensor. It has a removable tape in the back, and you remove the tape and you tape it to the side of the batteries, and and it'll be able to monitor the temperature of the batteries. So nothing complicated here. Anyone could do it. As I said, installation probably took me a couple of hours. So not a big deal, not a big project. The kit, as I said, has a 30 amp output rating, which for my solar array was perfect. This vessel has 550 watts in solar powers, in solar panels, and that has a current of 8.75 amps per panel, which brings it to 17.50 amps total current from the solar panels. So the way you figure out what size charge controller you need is by taking the current, which in my case is 17.50, and you multiply that times 1.56. And I drew this to show you. So you have 17.50 coming from the solar panels. You multiply times 1.56, and you have 27.3 amps, which is perfect for the kid, which is 30 amps, and that's how you figure that out. So nothing major there. A neat little feature, it has it comes with wire covers. It has a bracket to keep it away from the wall. You can also do wall mounting. So lots of different options on the kid. I like the unit. I use it in combination to my wind generator, which I'll do another video on that, but it's an ideal hybrid system. You have a solar array combined with wind power, and right now I am making free energy. It's making 15 amps right now, and it's not even that sunny outside, so it's producing power, and it's not even the ideal conditions. So it's complete freedom. I have a water maker that draws only 13 amps, so that means that right now I could be making water. I already made some water, so I don't need any more, but that's what happens when you have a hybrid system on your boat, where you have obviously the engine and the generator, but then you have clean, sustainable energy like a solar array combined with wind power. There are lots of charge controllers out there. I like the kit, as I said. It's got a lot of nice features. It comes with a 5-year warranty, and it's made in the U.S. So far, so good. So far, so good. It's a good little unit. It's a tough little guy, and so far I'm enjoying it. So that's it for now. That's the kid.